All right, yeah, we'll record this. So I sent that link again for you. You should bookmark that and make sure John gets it.
Yeah, I'm just blind. I already did bookmark it.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
Wonder where I bookmarked it at. Bookmarks bar.
Yeah, I took time today actually to organize my bookmarks because I'm starting to get a lot of them. So I created a whole bunch of folders and stuff. It took me a little while.
I'm gonna make a Linux folder.
There you go.
There you go. All right, let me see. So I'm back in.
Let me share my screen with you real quick. Let me show you what I have set up, and if you like it, I can help you get set up this way too. So this is my terminal that I use. I think it looks really nice. It's
Just pop that from the top of your computer.
yeah. I have a hotkey. This is called a Quake style slide, so I can hide it and bring it back in whenever I want. I can have multiple tabs. It's the wrong button. So this is one terminal instance. This is another one, so I can have multiple things going on in each one. I can launch my WSL. I can launch a regular Windows command prompt, a PowerShell prompt. So there's a lot of different things you can do using this application.
Oh, this looks cool.
Yeah, and then like I can change the opacity or have no opacity at all. So I usually run about 90%. And I have something called the fish shell. It's called fish. So what you're using is called bash. And bash is the same thing pretty much that you have in your git bash. It is what comes by default on Linux. So with Ubuntu, you're using bash. And this bash and fish are both shells. And the shell is what gives you access to your file system and commands. So that sudo apt-get upgrade and update, those are bash commands. So fish has all the same commands as bash, but it has some nice little features built in too. And you can see this is my directory. Instead of being long, drawn-out name like it would be in bash, fish automatically shortens it for you, which I like. And it allows you to do things like auto-completing. So you can see this is a common place that I go. Out and type it all out. It'll automatically suggest where it thinks I probably want to go to, you know?
Yeah.
And then also with fish, you can see over here it says master. So when you are inside of a Git repository, let me list out what I have here. Let's do number 3. And rack intro. So this is a repository. I'm in the master branch right now. So to show you what branch you're in and how many commits you have in that branch. So it's just little nice things like that. And then you can see when I do an ls, when you do ls, it'll list a link or a file will just be text, but a directory will have a background color as well. So these are all have that blue background because they're all directories. Does that make sense?
Cool. Yeah.
So it makes things a little easier that way. So I really like this thing a lot. And I like fish.
How do I install that?
So while we are waiting, you should, are you still, is it still upgrading?
Yeah, it's still upgrading.
Okay. I believe it is as simple as Google cmder. That's like,
it's saying that it couldn't open some stuff. It says couldn't get file.
yeah, go ahead and share your screen back.
All right.
I'll stop sharing.
Like this.
File descriptor referring to the console. That shouldn't be a problem. Don't worry about that.
All right.
Here, I'll share it. It's and you can keep your share up, and I can walk you through if you have any more errors, whatever. I shared the link where you need to go. And then just scroll down and you'll get that download full button. Yep. So what you're downloading is called a terminal. And the terminal is what gives you access to a shell, which lets you access your file system.
All right.
So I did not download it this way, but it should still work just fine. I have a Windows package manager called Scoop. And so from PowerShell, I just run the scoop install commander, and it downloaded it for me. But it should still be the same.
Oh, you did this. Yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah, 13 minutes left. I wonder if they're slow or if you're slow right now.
I don't know. Probably me.
Downloading at 200K, is that pretty common?
I don't know. I never pay attention to this.
What's that?
Because this is downloading right now while it's happening.
Sure. Is it asking you to confirm anything anywhere? Is that still waiting in your Visual Studio Code terminal?
It says update permanent.
Can you scroll down? Can you scroll down that at all? Can you hit enter?
Try. Yeah.
All right, hold Control and press C.
I don't think anything happened.
All right, try that again with D. Control D.
Nope.
All right, hit the trash can. Just kill the terminal. So the Visual Studio Code terminal is pretty good, but let's go ahead and go into the Ubuntu terminal and run the commands again. So do the sudo apt-get update and then sudo apt-get upgrade. Okay. All right, I want you to run, so run sudo dpackage with a configure in A. Yep. Keyboard.
All right, let me do the update thing.
Yeah, do the upgrade. But yeah, you got it. Yep. Errors in catalog processing keyboard configuration. I'm not sure what that means. All right, go ahead and type exit. And then open it back up again. And do the upgrade again. Yes. Okay. Type in is it sudo apt auto remove. That'll be just a space with no. I mean, do apt get auto remove. Yeah. And that'll be one word. Auto remove should be one word, I think. And just run that. That should get rid of, hit yes. So remove any packages or files that you are not using or not that aren't needed. Errors. I don't know what that's about. Errors.
Error catalog processing keyboard configuration. The
Let's see what this is about. Hey, what version do you have? Give me a second. Type in lsb_release. Yep. And then you're going to do space -a. So on the same thing, so push up and do space -a. Enter. That's what it. That's what it says to do.
no LSB modules are available.
Oh, there it is. It worked.
Yeah, I misspelled it.
Oh, okay. So you are on 1804. That's good. Okay. Give me a second. All right. Type in ls and do a -a. Yep. So we have bash history, bash logout, bash. All right. Just type cd, enter. All right. cd space tilde. I'm sorry. It's the squiggle next to the number 1. There we go. And do ls -a again. It's the same. All right, type. Where do we get to the etc. default keyboard? Type cd space ... Enter. Now do that again. Yep. And ls -a. I'm looking for an etc folder. I just don't remember where it's located. There's etc. All right, cd etc. And do ls -a. we're looking for a default folder, hopefully. Can you scroll up? Yeah, this is default. Excellent. So cd to default, and there should be a keyboard file inside of there. AULT. Yep. ls, you shouldn't need a -a this time. There's keyboard. All right. Do ls -l, and that will list permissions. L, yeah. There you go. All right, keyboard. All right, so the keyboard has read and write for root. And then it has just read and just read. So I'm not familiar with this command. Give me a second to see what this does before I have you type it in. Change file attributes. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. I'm going, rather than just telling you what we're going to type, I'm just going to send you the link for what I'm reading. And then you can copy and paste or type as you want. And scroll down to the one answer that we have. So the solution is down below that. There we go. So we're going to run the chattr, stands for change attributes, -i. What we're doing is we're going to change permissions on the keyboard file. And then we're going to remove it. And then we're going to reinstall it. And then we're going to upgrade again. So you can copy all of those lines and paste them all in at once. And Bash will run them one at a time.
Even the money sign?
It depends how they did it. It might ignore it. It might not. If you get an error, we'll have to do it one at a time. But for now, just copy it all and see what happens. Okay. So the money sign's in the way. So just push up a bunch, and then you can just delete the money sign, or just recopy the one line, however you want to do it, whatever is most comfortable for you. You want that chatter I. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have this issue, so I'm not sure why you do. Hold on a second. Permission denied, unable to require. Okay. So type in SU, hit enter. Type in your password. Hold on a second. SU password. All right, type in sudo space SU. Then you can type in your sudo password. Oh, there it is. Now you are root. So now everything should run. So do your chatter I again. I think you can push up to get to it, maybe. You might not be able to since we changed the root account.
Nope. Yeah,
okay. So recopy it in. Inappropriate for device while reading flags. Interesting. Do the apt remove. The second line there. Yes. Okay, and then do the next line, the apt install. And then do the apt upgrade next. Just type in apt upgrade. Or you can copy it, whatever. Let's see if this has any errors. Yeah, do that. While this is running, hopefully without error, is your commander downloading? It looks like it finished.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and unzip that.
I have errors.
We kind of are processing keyboard configuration now. This is so weird, man. It looks like there may have been an issue when initially installing Ubuntu.
Probably. It took a super long time to install for no reason. Yeah, that's an error.
You said there was an error or there was not?
I said it took a long time to install, and maybe it had some type of error. Maybe it had some error. I don't know. I think this is it.
Yeah, that's it. You might need to reinstall your Ubuntu, man.
Probably. Actually, I put this inside a folder. It looked like I just put all the files outside of it.
Oh, did you extract it to your desktop?
Yeah, like just my desktop and add this outside of here.
Yeah. Close your commander real quick. If you hit Control Z, will it delete it all real quick? I think it should. Click on your desktop first. Then you hit Control Z. No, it's not going to do it, is it? All right. I'd recommend you just delete all those files off of there and put it somewhere else.
Manually.
Or just copy and paste them somewhere else, whatever. Are you running Google Chrome Canary?
I have it. I'm not using it right now.
Cool. So you need the bin and the config folder too on your desktop. Those should go inside a new folder too. I think that should be it. Open it up to make sure it matches. Should have 4 folders and 3 files.
Yep.
That's good. Okay. Try to open cmder, make sure it still opens.
Yeah, it works.
All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and try to just uninstall and reinstall. Go ahead and open up. Actually, we can use cmder for this. Close this. We're going to run this from the command line. I recommend that you pin this to your desktop, this cmder, so you don't have to open the folder every time. If you right-click on the icon in the bottom, you can pin it to the desktop. Or taskbar, yeah. There you go. So now you can it'll just stay there even if you don't have it open.
All right.
And I'm going to send you this page as well. And I recommend that you go ahead and bookmark this page just in case you need it. And this will be the commands that we're going to run. I don't think you can copy and paste it either. But it's the lx run space / uninstalls / full. That's in the blue bar there. I'm not sure why he has it in a blue bar, but that's what we're going to do. Oh, wait. You can now uninstall Ubuntu. Let's go down. So, for example, to uninstall Ubuntu, right-click the Ubuntu shortcut in your Start menu and click Uninstall. Try that. That's new. So, in your Start menu,
Right like this.
uninstall. That's awesome. That's easier now. Is it working?
I don't know. My fans got louder. Probably doing something.
See what happens if you try to open it back up again. Ubuntu.
It's something installed. It's uninstalled.
Okay. So now go back to Commander. Type in lx run no space. So right now this is the same thing as just a regular command prompt that we're in. And then now you put a space after that, after run. And then / install. Enter. Yes. And then it's going to just re-download it.
From Microsoft Store.
Yeah, how did you do it last time?
I just downloaded it straight from the store.
Oh, the same thing as this is doing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just opened up the store and then downloaded it. This is the same thing. It's just through the terminal. But hopefully run it through the terminal. If there are any errors, they'll pop up in here. We'll see. So, I mean, at this point, you just have to wait.
Yeah. We're slow right now. I have to load up this stuff.
And it could be that we are doing the screen share and this video call in general. That could be a part of it.
Yeah, it could be.
So how did you get Visual Studio Code set up to use your WSL?
I just switched to it.
Obviously, it won't be there now, but it wasn't hard for you to figure out?
No.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just showing you how I did it.
Yeah, cool.
I just
It was just an option there.
Click on this plus right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then like this thing got popped up and then switch on it.
Cool. It didn't used to work that easy. You had to do a whole lot of configuration, but that's awesome that they have it working now.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right. So you use the trash can to destroy them. So you can have multiple different terminals open, and that's useful for a lot of different things. So like you can have a SQL server running in one, then you can have like your node server running in another one. You can have a file navigation in another one. So it's useful to have multiple terminals sometimes.
All right, there it is.
All right, so close that.
I need to get my RAM on this thing. Probably 80% of it used up.
It was like Chrome is using almost half of that.
Yeah.
You have a lot of Chrome. How much RAM do you have?
8 gigs.
Yeah.
.3 in use. Doesn't let me have all the usable though. I checked on a little Windows thing. Has like 7 point something usable.
Right. So that has to do with what's known as the silicon lottery, right? So they follow a process to make 8 gigs of RAM, but it doesn't really. They can really only get a percentage of that each time, and that just has to do with the silicon they use. There's a lot of different things affect that. And that's with processors too, right? You might have a 3 gigahertz processor, but it's not really going to be 3 gigahertz. But it should be close.
It doesn't provide an extra RAM slot for another 8 gigs.
You say you do have an extra slot?
Yeah, I think this computer has an empty RAM slot for another 8 gigs.
Cool. Do you have a single 8 gig stick in there right now?
I don't know. I think the other one. I think the one that has pre-installed. I think it's soldered.
Soldered memory?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the pre-installed. I think it's just in there. You have to add more. You have to like look it up.
Hmm. Yeah, that would be strange. Are you in a laptop or desktop?
Laptop.
A lot of times laptops will have 2 slots. I've never seen one soldered in, but I mean, I wouldn't put it past somebody. What kind of laptop do you have?
No, go.
Huh, yoga. So I've never really worked in a yoga. Type in upgrade RAM. Yeah, RAM upgrade. See what we figure out. Yeah, you can do 16 gigs, it says.
Yeah. DDR4.
DDR4 is pretty nice, man. There's 8 gigs soldered to the board.
Yeah.
And then you could add an 8 gig stick. So you just need one single 8 gig stick of RAM. That's pretty nice, actually. I wonder how much that would cost. Probably not that much.
Nope.
Yeah, the RAM should be really easy to install.
It's put at like really small screws. That's the kind of screwdriver for it.
Oh, you don't have one?
No. Gotta figure out like what size we'll go with this.
Do you know if you have an SSD?
Yeah, that SSD.
Cool.
Need to upgrade to a bigger one. Only has 250 gigs.
And that should be plenty, really, for just doing web development. Unless you have, games and other stuff on there, then it might not be enough.
I think I got like 70 gigs free or something like that. I got 66.4 free.
Yeah.
And 24 used up by this E drive.
So I don't know what kind of money you have, but it looks like you'd be looking at around 60 to 70 bucks for a stick of RAM.
Yeah, probably.
But it'll make a huge difference, doubling your RAM. Send you a link to the Crucial page. You can use that as a guide.
All right, cool.
So this is RAM that's compatible with your specific yoga. You have the 750, right?
Yeah. 720.
Oh,
Yeah.
so yeah, scroll down. Does that say 720 down there? Yeah, very good.
720. Oh, what's the difference between like the numbers? It's DDR4, 2400.
Those are exactly the same. There's nothing different.
Oh. 500 gigabyte SSD.
Yeah. Yeah, those are compatible with your machine too.
1 terabyte.
Yeah.
How do you fit that? And it's just a small little thing. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And that's PCIe. That thing will kill. I mean, I don't know what you have installed there now, but that specifically on the M.2, that's like, I mean, that's as fast as you can get. That's crazy fast.
Yeah.
But if you could only afford one thing, the RAM is best. And then if you have more money, the 500 gig M.2 SSD would be good.
Yeah, just 1 terabyte is overkill.
A little bit. How do you like your yoga? Is it pretty good in general?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool. Do you have is it a 13-inch screen?
15-inch.
15-inch, cool.
Hopefully it doesn't have an error. It's been extracted for a long time.
Right.
Just still open that, uninstall it.
Holy crap.
That's wrong. It just disappeared out of nowhere.
Okay.
That's weird. It was like still there. Yeah, how are you going on your Edgram boot camp?
It's really good, man. So I'm learning right now something called Rack, which is like a little a web server I can run locally in Ruby. And then I can write, I can use Ruby to do HTML and CSS and stuff and JavaScript and embed it into a web page. And so I can get data back from the web page and process it. So I can do things like forms and create user accounts and stuff like that. Then I work with SQL to create databases and persist data that way. Stuff like that. It's pretty awesome. If you could ever afford to do a boot camp, like free code camp's pretty nice, but this is it's just a lot nicer.
Yeah, they walk you through everything. Free code camp give you like a little roadmap that you have to follow. Then do everything yourself.
Yeah, let me share my screen. I'll show you what I'm working through. So this is my curriculum. So there's a welcome, it's intro to Ruby, then we have Git, then intro to the HTML and CSS, and then procedural Ruby. That took a while. It's a lot that went into this. Then object-oriented Ruby. There's a lot that went into this. This was pretty hard for me to do. Then SQL. We learn about ORMs and active record. Right now I'm in rack. Then we have more advanced HTML and CSS coming up next. I think I'll be able to fly through this without too much work. And then Sinatra is just a way to kind of quickly get up a Ruby-based web application. And then Rails is a much more sophisticated version of Sinatra. You've probably heard of Rails before, right?
Yeah. I heard a bit when it relates to Ruby, like Ruby on Rails.
That's right. So then I'll be learning JavaScript, which I expect to get through this pretty easy.
I'm learning JavaScript right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard for me because this is the first language I'm learning.
Sure.
I understand like the programming fundamentals.
Right. Right. So you are doing basically what would be considered intro to JavaScript development.
Yeah.
And then you'll have to learn object orientation. So then I'll be combining Rails and JavaScript together, and then React, and then Redux will be the last part of my roadmap. So along the way, I'll create 5 portfolio projects. Let's see if I can open this. Yeah. So I had to create a command line interface Ruby gem. My next will be a Sinatra project. I'm not sure what this is going to be about. Then Rails, JavaScript combined, and then a React Redux project. So those are the 5 main projects I have to create from scratch.
I would still do my my own project on the side to get more to get all that information ingrained. Have you done any personal projects besides that?
Sure. I mean, I do like small things, but these are. So when you create your own project, I mean, it's kind of hard to know. So what's nice about this is the way that it works. Oh, I didn't realize I had a message here. That's cool. Huh. Let me show you. It's nice to get a list of requirements and then have to build something to meet those requirements, because that's real world, right? If you're working with a client, they're like, I need something that does these things. Then you have to go and build something to match those requirements. When you do your own projects, you kind of come up with your own requirements, and that's kind of cool because you can be very flexible. But I like that they gave me requirements specifically that I needed to meet. Let me see if I can find.
You could actually put these projects in your portfolio, but change them up.
Right, and so none of these projects are code-alongs either. I hate this being white. These are all, come on, there you go. So I have these 9 requirements, and this is it. So they don't give you anything to start with. They don't hold your hand at all. Actually, these are examples of projects you could do. I didn't do any of those. So it needs to be a CLI. It has to provide access to data from a web page. So I scraped a web page. It has to be able to go a level deep, which means I have to do a second level of scraping to get more details about something based on the user choice. I can ignore all that. And then it needs to be different from any sample projects we've done. So you can't just code something that they've made that you've learned from. It has to be unique. And you have to demonstrate object orientation principles.
Oh, sweet.
So that was it. So they don't give, again, they don't give you anything to start with. You start with a blank terminal, and then you have to figure out how to make something that works from there.
And so every project is original.
That's right. They have to be, because these are legit portfolio projects that they want you to be able to show to a potential employer. And then somebody will review your project live, and then you have to. So you'll do a technical interview where they'll ask you technical questions about your project, and you have to be able to answer in a technical way, not just using common speech, but the actual technical language. So when I create a new object, right, the word's called instantiate. And so I have to use the word instantiate to show that I understand what my program is doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. They use the actual words for the stuff, for the
Right.
certain terms.
So let me show you. So this is my project. It is in, oh, give me a second. Need to install. So I have a different version of Nokogiri installed. Nokogiri is the web scraping tool that Ruby uses to read a website that you can then use to get data off of that website.
You can go to any website and just get it off.
So some websites have code that prevents them from being scraped. So you really can't scrape any website, but any website which has not prevented scraping you can scrape that page. Does that make sense?
Website, yeah. Pull all the data off.
Mm-hmm. And you pull it off by accessing it through the CSS selectors. So the same way you would target HTML with CSS, you target the HTML with Nokogiri. So this is going to take a while to install.
All right.
So I guess while it's doing that.
Yeah. It installed. It extracted already. Now it's telling me to put my Unix username.
Yeah, do that.
All right.
It's going to open up two things.
Oh, it says installation successful.
Good. Run your sudo apt get update and upgrade.
All right.
And this time, let's expect no errors.
Sudo not a recognizable command.
What? Go ahead and share your screen with me. It could be you typed that into your commander, didn't you? Yeah. So you are in the Windows command prompt. Windows does not have sudo. You need to open up your Ubuntu.
Oh.
And if you can close some or all of your Chrome tabs, that would probably help your computer run a little easier since it's using up all your RAM right now.
Should be faster now. Okay.
All right, I'm going to show you my project again.
All right.
I think this will probably take a while to install. But so there's a lot going on here. But the gist of my project is that I have 3 class files. This is my main CLI. So during the interview, I had to do some live coding to add a new feature as well. So this is a Ruby class. I don't need this one open. Yeah, I don't need this one open. So it's very similar. So a def is very similar to a function in JavaScript. It's just a method. And instead of using curly braces, it uses start and end. But a function in JavaScript will use a curly brace and then a curly brace.
Yeah, the curly braces will be more easier.
You like that better?
Yeah. Could you just press the curly brace one time and then enter, and it goes right there?
Right. So that is a editor, right? So VS Code will do the same thing with Ruby. So if I do,
so that's like to start.
actually, I don't have that set up, but you could, and it would do the same thing. I just don't have that feature actually running. That's why I didn't want to do that for some reason. I forget why. So anyway, this is the code. I mean, this is, my menu is a little long for my taste, but it's just several different little methods in here. This is the scraper code. So I'm scraping this. Actually, I passed in the URL from here. So this is the URL that I'm scraping. It's my local community tech events page.
Yeah.
So I'm scraping that, and it'll go through, and I'm searching for any of the divs that have a container class. And then we're grabbing every li element out of that div. And then I iterate over those with a .map, and I create a little hash that I pass into the events class to create new events with all of these attributes populated. The name is accessed by anything in a strong tag. I'm pulling out the text. Anything in a p tag, actually, this one's more complicated. I had to go into the p tag, into the children of the p tag, and pull up the text. Then I had to strip out some extra content in there. And this one, I'm going into any p tag. If it has an anchor, I'm going to pull out the href attribute so I can get the link, so I can grab extra information this way.
So it don't like download somebody's site by doing this?
Yeah, I mean, you could download somebody's site by just right-clicking on it, right, and view page info. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I would like if this would. Oh, looks like it
So
finally finished. So if I run this now. So welcome to the Greenville Events Gym. So I can enter a number from 1 to 100. Originally, I was just scraping 5, but she wanted me to modify that. So I'm going to list out the first 10 events. So these are the next 10 events that are actually going to be happening in my area. And if I wanted to get some more information about it, Greenville JS. So actually, I go to this meetup every month. So I want to get more information about it. So I can type in number 4, hit enter, and it'll scrape the extra information. Ooh, there's an error.
Wait, someone has an event on their site. You can just scrape their stuff and see what they're doing.
Say that again.
If someone is doing something like an event on their website, they don't want anyone to know about it, you can just go on their site and then scrape all their data off and then see what they're doing.
Well, they would probably not let you scrape the page. It's not hard to block somebody from scraping. So this is the page that I'm scraping right here. So let's have stuff listed out, right? This is it. So it's not a big deal. Did your update command finish?
Let me check. Yep, it finished.
Okay, so then run your upgrade. Interesting.
Hey, how'd you do that thing when it comes out from the top?
That's called Quake style. You need to go into your settings. Are you in it now?
I'm opening it right now.
All right, let me stop my share, and it'll be easier if I can see what you're doing. Hey, would you guys like if I jumped in one night and did like an hour, 60 to 90-minute advanced Git class with everybody?
Yeah, we would.
Cool. I can do that. I did that today with my Flatiron school. It was pretty neat. All right, so we are going to see that right there, Quake style slide down, just below your mouse right now. Go down just a little bit, one more down. Quake style slide down. Yep. So hit save settings for that. Then open up your settings again. They'll be in your bottom right. There you go. Yep. And then we need to do keys and macro towards the bottom left of the menu. There you go. Click on keys and macro, not keyboard. Yeah. All right. So we want the very top one. It says minimize, restore, Quake style hotkey. Click on that. So right now, I want you to hold Control and press that back tick. That's the same hotkey to open and close a Visual Studio Code terminal. So I recommend you change this to use Alt instead of Control.
All right.
So to do that, click your back tick again in here. Your tilde, there you go. And see where it says Control on the right? We're going to change that to Alt. And save. So then hold Alt and press your tilde. Did it not? There it goes. And do it again, and it should pop that down.
I think it's working.
How did it go away?
Oh.
It works for me. And open it back up.
Maybe I didn't do something right.
Yeah, we'll see. Minimize, restore. Quake style hotkey also. It looks right.
So the Quake is that thing underneath the little squiggly line, right?
No, the Quake is just, it's something referring to an old Linux thing. But yeah, it's the tilde is what you should be clicking. Or Alt and then that button. So, so click the choose hotkey again. Click in there. And then click your tilde button. And then save. So then do your Alt tilde.
Alt tilde. Wait, I'm typing inside that. I'm gonna exit out. Alt tilde.
What'd you exit out of?
The terminal.
No, you don't want to exit out. You want to just use Alt tilde.
Oh. Alt tilde. I do that.
Oh, I know what's going on. Go back into your settings. We have to enable the Alt ability. Right now, Windows is capturing your Alt. All right, so go to keyboard underneath, yeah. You want to seize keys. Let me look at mine. Instead of just guessing. Support special hotkeys, the top checkbox. All right, save settings. And then do Alt tilde. Just typing it in. Hold on.
Maybe at the same time it works.
All right, go back to your settings. Go to General. You have. These are all the same ones that I have. Go to Quake style. Under General on the left top. In the menu side. There we go. Quake style. Do auto hide on focus loss. That shouldn't really matter. And
Yeah, I think I clicked this off. Did I?
mine's on.
All right.
I have the same Alt tilde you have. Go back into your keyboard underneath macro. Yep. I have Control plus Escape checked in the middle. I don't have Alt. I have Control and Escape.
Oh.
I don't know if that matters. Right. Save your settings again. And don't hit the X button. Just do your Alt tilde again. Try Control tilde. So that's working. Do it again. So right now, Alt tilde is not working, but Control is. What in the world is that about? Open your settings up.
Tilde works. When I just press tilde, it works.
Is your Alt button broken?
Not that I know of.
So push Alt again and then press tilde.
Nope, when I push Alt, it types. But when I just press tilde, then it does it.
That's so weird, man. Like, what is that about? So to type in a tilde, you have to hold Alt.
What the heck?
Does that particular behavior bother you at all?
I don't know. I guess.
That's weird. Like, I don't know what that's about. Oh, your Alt button's gone.
Oh,
That's why.
First one?
Yeah, that one. Go down to Alt. Save. So now do Alt tilde.
Oh, no, it works.
There we go. And you can change the time that it takes for it to go down and up if you don't like how fast it is. Mine's really smooth, but I have... Is yours really smooth? We're doing through a screen share right now. Does it seem jerky to you? For me, it looks like yours is jerking down.
It's jerky.
So it could just be your RAM is really used up. That's probably why. Yeah, the animation time, the appear delay, and the disappear. So if we change the animation time to nothing, it'll just pop up and be there. So there'll be no scrolling at all. It'll just be there. So increasing the animation time will make it take longer. So you can play with that to see what you like. So in the way it is right now, if you just click off of it, it'll disappear. That's because the auto hide on focus loss. So if you don't like that, you can uncheck that and it will not automatically hide.
All right.
So if you get annoyed with that feature, you can uncheck it. I have 2 monitors, so I like it to hide. If I click on something else, usually I want it to go away.
So if I click on like a folder, it'll hide automatically.
It should. When you even click on your taskbar. Well, no, you unchecked it, so it won't go away now.
I want to see how I felt about it. But then, you know.
And I like my toolbar to be on the top. I don't like it on the bottom like that.
I mean, if I click on something, I guess I would want it to go up.
And again, you can always change it. It's a pretty easy modification whenever you want. It's not really a big deal.
I think did a good creative there. How do you change where the bar is?
The tab bar under general settings. Yeah. It's somewhere in here. It says tabs on bottom. Uncheck that. It's to your left. There you go. So that puts it on top automatically. So you have two command instances open right now. You can control tab to cycle through all the different things you have open. It won't look any different. Type in like something into one of these. Type in like hi or whatever. Then hit control tab. It won't, so it doesn't go away until you let go of control. So then type in bye. I wish it would let you have a preview. So you can hit control tab and let go of the control. So they can show you his history in this one, and then you have bye in the other one. So, and you can rename them. If you go up and right click on one of them, up on the top in the tab.
Oh.
And rename tab. So name it whatever you want. So this is useful if you have multiple instances of the same thing kind of running, but each one's doing something different. You can know what they're doing and tab to them easily. Then you can close any of them that you want to with Control W, the same as you would in Chrome. Close the tab. And if you close the last one, it just goes away. So you're inside of your Ubuntu.
Oh. I have it like running all the time for it to work.
Yes. Do you want that to? So I never close mine. Do you want it to auto start when Windows starts up?
Yes.
I use my terminal just all the time, so I have mine doing that. All right, you want to go into your folder. You can't do it from here. I wish you could. It'd be so nice. So go into your folder and make a shortcut to the command launcher. All right, and open up Windows key R. We're gonna have a run prompt. Percent app data percent. No, the percent sign. Sorry, that's shift 5. App data. APP, actually. Yep. And no spaces. And then you need a percent at the end of it too. All right, we want to go into Microsoft, then Windows, then Program, or Start menu. Nope, it's right there, Start menu, yep. And then Programs, and then Startup. And then just copy that shortcut into here. Then you can delete it out of the other folder. You don't need it there. And That'll be it. So now it'll automatically run that shortcut when your computer launches. And if you have it set to automatically hide when you lose focus, what'll happen when Windows starts up, it'll kind of pop up and disappear real quick. So it won't be in your way.
All right, cool. All right, command.
And then you can just pull it back down with your Alt Tab for the rest of the time that you're logged into Windows. So it's really nice. I use my terminal just all the time.
Been packing for a while.
Yeah, there's a lot here. And this may have been an issue too, is that this really should have been done first thing. But, I mean, you didn't know. It's basically like back in, did you ever mess with Windows XP?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever installed a regular Windows XP, then you run updates and the computer restarts, and then you run updates and then it restarts. Then it gets Service Pack 1, right? And then Service Pack 2, and then it just takes forever. It's kind of like what we're doing right now. We're just making sure everything's the latest version. But once this is done, Linux takes just a minute to get going, but once it's going, it's really nice. Especially if you can get comfortable with the command line.
Isn't this like the whole operating system?
That's right. So Microsoft created a subsystem that Linux is installed on top of and that runs Linux. So this is Ubuntu. So if you went and installed Ubuntu in a virtual machine or on another computer, it would pretty much be the same thing. You wouldn't notice any kind of difference.
This is better than a virtual machine for what I'm using with it, because I'm going to open that up all the time.
So it is better than a virtual machine because it is connected to Microsoft seamlessly, and it isn't using any extra RAM or storage space to do that. With a virtual machine, the program that runs the virtual operating system requires you to designate hard drive space and RAM for use by the machine. So this is just a Windows application now, basically. And so it uses hard drive space and RAM as it needs it, the same way any other Windows program would. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like when you just run like an application, takes it around.
However much RAM it needs. You don't have to pre-designate anything.
That would suck. I'm already struggling with RAM.
Right. Yeah, if you can upgrade your RAM, that'd be huge for you. I know when it was Elliot, right? Yeah, Elliot, when he upgraded his RAM, it was like he had a new computer.
It's like way faster.
Yeah, Macs are good computers, so there's no reason he should be struggling.
This error happened. I don't know if that's what I'm messing it up.
No, that shouldn't be an issue.
Oh, Ellie actually showed you his new computer, not how fast it was.
No, he just was bragging about it.
Oh, remember we were on the Zoom. He was like, "When I was guy, she was gonna show him, so I can show him this." Not that bad anymore. 65%.
Yeah, now Chrome's only using 11%.
Yeah.
So that's much better. Can you find Ubuntu in there? Is it listed?
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean it's not. If you click on the left side, click on like any one of the servers, any one of the names. Like click on Google Chrome, and then type in like click the letter L. Will it move to the L? Yeah, it does. So sort by name. Click the name at the top. The button name to the left. There you go. So now they're sorted by name. So type in the letter U. Click on any one of those and type in the letter U. User mode. That's it.
This is these two.
It's not listed under that then. Try W for Windows Subsystem for Linux, maybe. It's a lot of stuff called Windows.
Nope.
Type in L.
Nope. Nothing pops up.
I don't know.
No. Select. Did yours pop up?
No, it does neither.
Maybe it pops up as a Windows command prompt or something. Could be Bash, but that's not taking nothing.
Yeah, that would be it. That's probably it. Yeah, it shouldn't take up much. I mean,
apt-get and Bash. Hopefully.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does your Chrome icon have your face?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I just logged in.
I'm logged in. My icon doesn't have my face. I mean, in the bottom, like in your taskbar, even.
You like syncs up here?
Yeah.
Not log into Google, but I don't know.
Yeah, my face is up there, but it's not down here in my taskbar.
Is you just update it?
Yeah. Can you even run Chrome without it being updated?
Yeah.
I'm running version 7.1. Says Chrome is up to date. 7.1.3.5.7.8.9.8. Should be under help. And then about. Yeah, there's help.
Okay.
And then about. Yeah.
7.
5.7.8.9.8. Yeah, that's what I'm running.
I don't know.
I think you did something, man. And it even like your shortcut on your desktop is called Tamari Chrome. I don't have Tamari Chrome shortcut. I don't have Google. I don't have Guy Chrome shortcut. Like, go look at your desktop real quick. See in the bottom there, it says Tamari Chrome.
I never even noticed that.
Like that's
I don't know.
what's different if you open that versus if you open Google Chrome. I wonder.
Nothing.
Like you had to make that. I'm pretty sure.
Anything pops up.
And if you open up the other Chrome, what happens?
I didn't sign in on this Chrome.
Not that one. There's one to the left.
I don't know.
Yeah, that one. You have so many Chromes, man.
The same thing.
It's all the same. I don't know. It's weird. You have all kinds of stuff going on. I don't know. I've never seen before.
Yeah. That Python taking a long time to come back.
It really is. You just need to wait. I hate for you to kill it, and then who knows what would happen.
Yeah, I'll have an error if I do that.
Right. ubuntuwsl ubuntu starting Python 3. You're running the upgrade, right?
The upgrade of what?
You're running apt-get upgrade right now?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Unpacking Python 3 cryptography. Hmm.
does it automatically have Python inside, or is that unpacking the Python that already have?
So you had Python, and it's unpacking a library for it, the cryptography thing. I don't really know why.
I got I downloaded Python with Windows. It has like an error or something.
No, that shouldn't have anything to do with it. Hmm. Trying to see if I can figure out what the problem is. Man.
Probably frozen or something. Oh, what the? I pressed enter and it's popped up.
That's weird.
Must have just froze the whole time, and then it was actually like doing stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if it was, or if it was waiting on you for some reason.
Oh.
I didn't think it took this long. Just in general. Oh.
Probably was waiting on me.
Maybe hit the maximize button so we can see it. What's weird is it won't take up any more of your screen to the right. If you start a command in the narrow window, then you expand the width, everything will still say narrow, which is weird. I guess it's not responsive.
I think it changes size. Oh yeah, it does. Like,
It'll resize smaller, but won't resize any bigger than when you initially ran the command. Now, if you run another command with it in full screen or maximized, then it'll be maximized.
setting up keyboard configuration. What error first time?
Cannot open. That is so weird.
I had to fight. What did that?
All right, let's just see what happens. So everything. So now let's set everything back up. Now that's good. When this is all the way finished, you're gonna type in exit, and it'll close everything. And you're gonna open it back up again, and we're gonna do apt-get update and apt-get upgrade one more time, and just see what the result of that is. I'm getting tired.
All right, it's done.
Cool. Hit exit. Open it back up. Run your update and upgrade again. Sudo, yeah. As long as everything went well, this shouldn't do anything. It'll just tell you there's nothing left to update or upgrade. 0 upgraded, 0 installed, 0 to remove. All right, exit. Open up your commander. Just yeah, there you go. Go to your settings. Yep, and we need startup tasks. And at the bottom, there's a button that says Add Refresh Default Tasks. Click that, and add. All right, click it again, and do the refresh. Yep. All right. Now we want to go to on the left side under Startup. Click on Startup itself. Yep. So change that to WSL. Yep. And yeah, go ahead and save. So now go ahead and close it with the X. And open it back up again. And if we did it right, it should open your WSL by default when you open this up for the first time. There it is. So, and you are in the users Jira folder.
Finally got this installed.
What's that?
See, I finally got this installed. All this time.
Yeah.
This is 4, so 2 hours.
So now, if you want to spawn new instances, you can set up a hotkey for that. So you can have multiple side by side. You can also click the green plus sign up there in the top right. And you can pick what you want to open this way. Close that. You can also do the arrow next to the green plus sign. And you can go down to WSL. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yep, just click it. Open up next to it, and you can rename it like normal. Then you can type exit to close it, or Control W to close. So at
So
this
now
point, you
like
would want to, what's that?
have like multiple terminals, a PowerShell open or Bash open.
Then cmd is just your default Windows command prompt.
I would never want to use that.
So you can do everything through this one terminal application. It's really powerful, and especially the more comfortable you get with this kind of stuff, the better.
All right, man. Thanks.
So at this point, you want to follow the guide that I sent you. Try to get things set up. You can use the VS Code terminal for doing things, but for big things, I wouldn't recommend using that. Go ahead and jump into your Commander and use that terminal.
This guy there.
Yeah, this guide will. And you can skip through.
Oh, you run everything.
You can, you already know how to do VS Code, so scroll past that. Learning where your files are can be useful, but you want to do the install git. Python should already be installed. Node you'll want. You might want to get Ruby, just if you want that for some reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to have it.
Get already in there, or have to like install it.
You'll need to run that sudo apt install git command.
All right.
And then you want to do your config. And you want to do that auto crlf as well. Oh, so you already had Git. Cool. So in the, where is it at? Mine is in the bottom. Go into your settings. We're going to get you the option to adjust your opacity. Yep. Let's see where that option is, because it's really useful. Settings. It's probably appearance. Let me close that. All right. So can you move your settings over to the left side of your screen? So I can see both of ours together. Just grab the box. Yeah. And move that over to the left. Move your mouse just above that. There. Okay. You're kind of glitchy. That's good. All right. I'm comparing yours and mine together. So it's not that. Maybe it's under general. Click on general. Maybe size, position. Status bar. Under features, status bar, click on show status bar. And that'll be, and then save that, and that'll be at the bottom. So you can see where it'll show you if you have caps lock on, nums lock, scroll lock in the middle. That stuff's useful. But then your opacity down there, 97%. Click on the 97%. So now you can hover over that. So right now we're working with this web page behind us. Leave it at something where you can see and just type in those commands. So, and actually, what might be easier is we should probably just go and edit the git config file directly. But do it this way. Go ahead and do git config and then do your -- global user.email. And type in your email. And you can, there you go.
What's that core thing?
So what you're doing is you are adjusting the carriage return. Whenever you are in a document and you hit enter, the document will use either a LF, which stands for line feed, or a CRLF, which stands for carriage return line feed. Windows by default uses carriage return line feeds, and Linux uses just a line feed. And so what you're doing, you're telling Git, just use whatever the input is. So Git isn't going to be confused by your document, since you're kind of working with Windows and Linux together.
All right. That's it.
So that's that. So that's good. Node you'll want.
Yeah.
There's no $sign, so you can actually copy all three of these lines and paste them all in and run them one at a time. It'll run automatically. That's fine. All that was saying is when you copy multiple lines at a time, it'll automatically run those lines, which is what we wanted anyway. And the last line, it's saving for you to hit enter. So hit enter. So you've downloaded the repository for NVM. You've sourced it in your bash file so that it knows where to get it from. And then now you're running NVM install. Do you know what NVM is?
I use it. I don't know what it is though.
So NVM specifically stands for Node Version Manager. It lets you install multiple versions of Node, and you can use different versions whenever you want.
Oh.
So NVM install LTS says install the latest long-term supported version of Node. So when this is done, you'll have the most recent node, but you can install multiple nodes, and with NVM, you can change whichever one you're using. So that's useful if you're working on a project with a current node version and a new version comes out, you can download it and try it. And if you don't like it, maybe there's a feature that's broken or your project incompatible, you can just switch back to whichever version you want by using NVM, and you can just change your version. So yeah, type in node space -v for version. Let's make sure you have what version you have on now. So you're at version 10. Type in NVM. It'll give you a list of commands. So these are all the different commands you can type into NVM. So if we type in, so node install is how you get LTS, latest, no progress. Uninstall. Use is how you change what you're using.
Node use.
So NVM ls, and it will list all installed versions. List remote versions available for install. So do the NVM ls minus remote. This will show you every version you could install. And there's no space, it looks like. Yep. Between ls and remote, there you go. Hit enter. Should be a pretty good sized list, I think. So these are all the versions of Node that you could install through NVM. This is slowly going to display them for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it would be this. Because you're on version 10, and this is listing out version 0 point something. Hit controls, well.
I didn't even notice that.
Actually, it's going pretty quick. It's updated to version 4 now.
This is a whole bunch of versions. This is crazy how it's still, I bet this version still has like some type of bugs or something in it. Yeah, all these versions. It should be perfect by now.
You think. But things keep changing. I mean, so you're on LTS called Dubnium. So let's install version 11.7 just to do it. So NVM space install space, and then I don't know if it's type in v11.7.0. I don't know if that's right or not. I forget. And hit enter. It'll either work or it'll give you an error. We'll see. Looks like it's going to do it. So we'll give it a moment. Yeah, NVM's awesome. I use that. I also have a Ruby version manager, which I recommend. It's just RVM, works exactly the same way. Especially nice as you get into different projects. If you do freelancing, if you're going to be modifying or updating an old project, you might not be able to, they might be using an older version of Node that you can't upgrade. So you can install whatever version you need for that project and just use that while you're working on that project only.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. We need to get you set up to be using SSH with your Git. All right, so do nvm list again to list all the versions you have installed. And remember, it's ls remote to see the remote versions. Do you want to change your opacity for me? I can't see very well.
Yep.
That's good. All right, so you see the arrow, how it's pointing to version 11?
Yeah.
So type in nvm use, and then type in v10.15.0. And then you'll be on, then you should be able to see that you're using, oh wait, before we do that, I'm sorry. Type in node -v, and it should say that we're using version 11. Just node -v by itself, no nvm. There we go. Yep, hit enter, version 11. So now do nvm use v10.15.0. And then node -v should say that we're on 10.15.0. And again, this is the latest, the most recent long-term supported versions. Everything else isn't going to be supported long-term. So it tells you there, but if you do node -v, it should do this. It'll tell you as well. So that's pretty awesome, I think. So if you type in node right now, I don't know if you've ever done this or not, hit enter. It'll take you into a REPL. A REPL stands for read. Read, execute, print, loop. So right now it's reading, so it's waiting for an input of some kind. So type in like 2 + 2. This is the read part. And then when you hit enter, that's the execute part.
So we can do math.
When you see 4, that's the print part. So it's going to read in data, it'll execute the data, it'll print it back out, and then it loops. So it'll keep doing that over and over again. So you could create, so this is JavaScript. Right now, you're doing JavaScript. So anything you could do in JavaScript, you can do right here, right now.
Oh, cool.
It's a little test environment. So that is actually, I don't know how Node works with an alert, but that is a web, I believe that's a web API. So that is for a browser. That's a browser method specifically. And so is document. There is no document because we're a node JavaScript. We're not in browser JavaScript.
Oh.
So, but you can do let something equal something, right? You can create variables, you can create functions. So even though it's the same JavaScript, you don't have access to any browser APIs to do certain kinds of things. So John's in array now. Cool. So hit. Okay. So type in John.
Sweet.
If you type in John bracket 0 bracket, it should just return John Smith, I'd expect, right?
Yeah.
That's accessing the first index in the John array. Then you can do john.push to add more information or .pop to remove it. You can do all kinds of stuff. There's no equals here. And I believe you need to use parenthesis. So you would need to put that in quotes, and I believe you need to put it in parentheses too with the push method. Let's see what happens with just that. Enter. Nope. So you need to put it in parentheses. No, the quotes too. You're pushing in the string of married, but and then remove the space between push and your parenthesis. So push takes in an argument. Hit enter. So now type in John. And so you just push that at the end of the array. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if we do john.pop, it's another array method. It doesn't take any arguments. Hit enter. And type in John. Enter. Interesting. Do john.unshift. No, do john.shift. So pop is supposed to remove the last item from the array. Enter. Interesting. So node's a little bit different. I haven't used node a whole lot.
This is function shift. Okay.
Yeah, it's different in node. Okay, that's fine. That's enough node for now, I think. Node's fun to get when you get to it, I think. I'm looking forward to it. Type in .quit, I believe, is how you quit node. So hey, try .exit. There's that REPL, read, execute, print, and loop. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's install, scroll down this page. You can do Ruby and Rails later. It's not too hard. It's not going to show you here. All right, we want to get set up with SSH. Have you ever done this?
I don't think so.
All right, so Google or DuckDuckGo, search for GitHub SSH. It's not difficult, but it's the right way to be using GitHub. You guys should all be doing this. So I'll walk you through it, and then maybe you can help everybody else. So the first link, yep. So we want to generate a new SSH key and add it to the SSH agent. Yep. You'll be using this through Linux. So at the top there, scroll up. Yep, Linux. There you go. All right, so paste that into your terminal. Don't copy your email part. You'll type that in. Just copy to the C. There you go. Do you wait on a second? Yeah, it's fine. Do you have a full size? Do you have an insert button?
Yeah.
So hold shift and press insert, and it'll copy. It'll paste into this terminal, and then type in your email. Yep. All right, so that's, can you read behind there? It says press enter. This accepts the default file location, which is what we want. So just hit enter. So you need a passphrase. This is what you're going to use every time you do a push and a pull and you clone and stuff. This is the password you're going to use. So
all right.
type in something you can remember. And it won't show me anything. Oh dang. Um,